Our next project is Citrus Millefiori. Millefiori is an Italian technique that's age-old, and today we're going to be making it from clay and doing a caning technique. Here's what you'll need. We need orange clay, translucent clay, and white clay. You also may use some alternate colors. We're using a stretch cord in a very fine 1 millimeter. We have our clay tools, clay roller, a toothpick. We've cut a blister pack apart to make a clay cutter, or you can use an actual clay cutter. We have some cards, and then we have our scissors. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is protect our work surface. Always when working with clay, we want to lay a layer of wax paper down. The next thing we want to do is condition our clay. We start by conditioning clay using the lightest color first, so I'm starting with my translucent. All conditioning means is that we're going to warm it in our hands so that it's nice and soft and pliable. So the first thing I'm going to do is condition my translucent, and I'm going to condition my orange. I have my orange one here, and I've rolled it into a barrel shape. The next thing I want to do is to take my translucent, and I'm going to soften that up a little bit more, lay it on my work surface, and I want to roll that out to a nice thin layer. Get that one out of the way. This translucent clay is going to give it a very much more realistic look to my Millefiori. I'll continue rolling. You could also use a pasta machine to do this. A neat trick too, if you want to make sure that you have a uniform depth or width on your Millefiori, is to lay cards down to the side, an equal number on each side, and roll in between, and then you'll know that it's exactly the right width. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it about the same, I want it to be about the same width, so I'm going to go through with my cutter, cut along the sides. I'm going to cut a straight edge. Let's roll that down, let me see, so you can see it, and lay it in and roll it around. Now when I get to the end, if there's an overlap, I'm just going to trim that away. And then I'm also going to trim away the edges. I can use my knife or I can use my trimmer. Now I've created what's called a bullseye pattern. So I have translucent and then orange in the center. The next step is to take that cane, I'll take this one right here that I've already rolled. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to put white around the outside edge. This is the basics to my Citrus Millefiori. Let's get that out of the way. Press that in. I've overlapped a little here. Let's trim that edge because I want it to be nice and even. Now, once I've got to that point, what I have is white, translucent, and orange. And I'm going to roll that. Now, it's going to continue to get longer and longer, and I want to roll it nice and evenly. So let's go back in. I want to slice those ends off so I can see exactly what my ends look like. And you can see I've got my cane. Now I'm going to continue rolling. Now I'm going to give a little bit of space here. I want to make this nice and long. And I want to roll evenly so that my color stays even all the way along. Keep going all the way down. You can see it's getting thinner and thinner until I get it to a very narrow width, about the size of 1/8 of what my finished is going to be like. Then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to pinch this into a triangle. So I'm just pinching so that it comes to a point at the top. And I can go back and shape each piece. I'm going to slice them into equal. I'm going to need 8 of these. So I'll do 1, pinch that at the top, do a second one, again pinch that at the top, and I go all the way across until I have at least 8 pieces. You can see here I've got them all, and I've really pinched these nice and tight. I've got 8 little triangles, so I have orange, translucent, and white. Now I'm going to put these together. I've got until I have the center of my citrus slice. Let's continue around. Now you can really see how it's starting to form that orange. You could make a lemon or a lime the same way. Now what you can see is we're left with kind of a hole in the middle. So we want to press that in, but not too tight because we don't want to distort the shape. And we're going to roll it just very, very lightly. I've got one here that's all rolled and sliced just like mine, and you can see how it's joined together. The last step is I want to roll that in orange because I want to put the outside rind of my citrus. Roll that around, slice the end off just like I did before, and then I'm going to clean that up and roll one more time. Now you want to let this sit for a while or chill it in the refrigerator to make sure it's nice and hard. I've got one here. I'll pick my slice it right off, and I have a perfect millefiori slice. Now once these, then they go into the oven to bake. Follow the manufacturer's instructions. You can slice them in half. Don't forget, if you want to make this into a necklace, or as in our example, let's take a look at that. We've made some into a necklace by taking our stretch cord. We've also taken our stretch cord and looped it through with beads, and it makes a great cell phone dangle or for the end on the end of your backpack.